All right, guys, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can share this with the group real quick. Mm-hmm. Okay, copy. All right. Okay, I'm not sure where I posted it. Oh, okay. Edit message. Everyone. I don't think I tagged everybody. Um, all right, so when you get a chance, go ahead and watch this video. I'm just going to quickly go over what I saw today and why I call those alerts. So if we go to the hourly here on SPY, you're going to see that we had this downtrend going on. Okay, you can see this downtrend. And remember, this is the pre-market, so none of this has happened yet. Okay, this is only the targets that I post before the market open. Okay, and so this is the downtrend that I drew before the market open, and I gave an alert of 364. We broke 364. You know, this was gonna go to the upside and potentially hit the 200 EMA here. They put the 200 EMA here, and you could see there's the 200 EMA, and that was, you know, the target, and that's the reason why I said 368. Okay, for target number 2. And so look at the momentum going up. Okay, right at the open of the market. Okay, the momentum is shifting here on the hourly, here on the TTM. All right, so I definitely knew that we came right, and we bottomed out here pre-market. We're moving up, right? And so I knew momentum was to the upside on the hourly. And intraday, I like to base my bias on the hourly. So if we go to the 2 minute, I'll tell you what's going on the 2 minute. So on the 2 minute here, I was messaging on the Discord channel, because this is the open right here, right? And we started, as soon as we opened, we started coming down. And I said, watching the 200 EMA for a bounce. All right, you can see here, this is the 2 minute. As soon as we hit the 200 EMA, all right, green volume came in. All right, also, if you go to the 5 minute here, you're gonna see that the 200 EMA, where's 830 here? Okay, this is 830. You can see that the 200 EMA at 8:30, it's really close to the 5-minute as well. Okay, and so let's go back to the 2-minute. And so right here, as soon as we saw volume here, okay, coming in strong, I got in some calls, and then right here on this one, I added on this one. Okay. Why? Because this is a flat, this is our first flat bottom on the 2-minute, and this is what I preach all the time. Right at the open, if we're below the 200 EMA, wait for a flat top. If we're above the 200 EMA, wait for a flat bottom. Okay, and you can see here that off our first flat bottom, we never got stopped out, because this would be below this candle would be your stop loss, right? To keep it safe. You could see that we created this downtrend, right? And then we pushed up. Also, the entry that I alerted here was the 364. So as soon as we broke here 364, right, then we kind of consolidated, and then boom, we hit target number 1. Now target number 1 was, because I round those off, let's go back. Target number 1 was 365.50. Okay. Oh, we're off by like 3 cents. But again, anytime you're getting close to target, you need to start taking profit. Okay. We're very close, right? And those contracts right here, they're moving up nicely. So you know, I think I ended up stopping out right here. We quite didn't hit the target, but nevertheless, you know, this was a good entry at the open. You always want to look for if we're, you know, really close to the 200 AMA, and if we reject, let's say this was to the bottom, we look for a first 2-minute flat top, right? Because we're using the Heikin-Ashi system. Now, some of the new members here, if you're not using the Heikin-Ashis on the 2-minute, you need to move your candles to Heikin-Ashi candles. Okay, every broker lets you put them. So I'm not, whatever you're using, look up how to switch your broker to Heikin-Ashi candles. And the system is flat bottom. When it's a flat bottom, momentum's to the upside. When it's a flat top, momentum is to the downside. And you can see here right at the open, we already have momentum to the downside. And so right at the open, you know, we're just coming down, boom, 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 boom. And you know, you could have played some puts here too. I don't play puts. I don't like to play puts. I mean, sometimes I do, but I don't, for the most part, I don't like to play puts if we're above the 200 EMA, right? I like to play puts if we're under. But every time the market opens, if we're on the bottom and you get a first flat top, right, that's a good entry. If you're on top of the 200 EMA and you get a first flat bottom, that's an entry, right? And wait for the contracts, because contracts, even though this closes with a flat bottom, right, contracts would come down, are going to come down a little bit and retrace, and then move back up. And as it moves up, you know, you can move up your stop loss. But you could see, you know, we came down, look at the momentum here, right? We're still moving up. And so and then we get a flag here, and then after, look at this beautiful bull flag, boom, we break, we get another flat bottom, and you ride that flat bottom, right? And so that was the play at the open. Okay, and then we kind of consolidated. You can go here, and I was watching this. We kind of consolidated, and whenever we do that, I like to draw these boxes. Right, we're just going up and down, a lot of noise here. These are not, I don't like to trade in this mess right here. But as soon as that we broke out of here, okay, I alerted that call, that 366 call. Now I knew that, I kind of knew going into this that we're gonna break to the upside, because if you go to the hourly, right, the momentum is still building up. Look at that. At this point, we are in the green, right here, and so we're building up. So momentum is to the upside. So when all this was going on, I knew, right, of course anything can happen, but my bias was still to the upside. And you can see here we have this box of consolidation, this channel, and then we have a trend here. As soon as we broke, I alerted the calls around the 366 calls. And the reason I alerted them for expiration to date, which I normally don't do, especially this late in the day or afternoon, is because I knew that we were going to squeeze up. Because when you have a consolidation this long, right, the move is big. So I said at 1 o'clock, which is right here, right at 1 o'clock. This is where I alerted right here, that candle, where I alerted the 366 calls at 75 cents. Right. And from here, we just never look back. Look at how many green candles we got on the Heiken Ashes. Look at that. We hit 261. Just went straight up. From 75 cents to 261. And the lottos that I alerted this morning, you know, held up pretty well. I alerted them at 9:59. They were around right here. And the reason I alerted them there, because I thought that this consolidation right here was going to break this channel and go to the upside. But you can see, I remember we were up 30 cents. Didn't take anything off. And then here was a triple bottom. I think I added here around 14 cents. I remember watching this. I'm like, okay, this is bouncing again. It was around 14 cents, I believe. I added. Then around 34 cents around this area, I think. I alerted to take some off and put a stop loss at entry, which was 20 cents. But it just never looked back. Those calls went to $1. And so that is how SPY played out today. So whenever you get this channel, and look at this channel, guys, how perfectly it played out on the alerts, right, that I gave. I didn't change this. If you go back and look at the Discord, these are the same prices, okay, that I alerted in the Discord before the open of the market. These lines I have not moved. Everything's still the same. And so beautiful run there. And if we go to Tesla, first of all, let's go back to the 1 hour. If we go to Tesla, we had this channel, right? I drew this channel here, and this is 8:30. It's around right here, and then we got this big fall, and we come and touch this channel. Let's go intraday 2 minute. Where's 8:30? 8:30 right here. So remember what I said about, you know, being under the 200 and above? If you played Tesla today, this is what you could have done. So I love when we open and we are near the 200, right? This is 8:30, 8:28, 8:30. Boom, the market opens. That's not a flat bottom, but again, you can anticipate it and gotten in here because the 8:28 before the market opened, right? You have a first flat bottom under the 200 EMA. So honestly, you could have gone in right at the open with the stop loss right underneath, right on top of this first flat top under the 200. But somewhere in this candle, you could have gone in, right? Because we're following a flat top on the bottom of the 200 EMA. And guess what we come and hit? Look at this drop. Guess what we came and hit and then bounce off. Let's go back to the 1 hour. The 1 hour right there. We came and hit it, right? And then we kind of bounced. So I think that was the best play on Tesla. If we go here intraday, you can see we hit targets to the bottom. So if you're playing Tesla, that's target number 1, 2, 3, and then the trend line. And so, you know, 1, 2, 3 to the downside. Now I didn't alert Tesla. I gave you the the targets, but I didn't put the break off. I was running a little bit late that I just got to do SPY. But again, I'm telling you, if we're above the 200, you play the alerts to the upside. If we're below under the 200, you play the targets, to the downside. Okay. And so when I give these targets in the morning, you know, you can post them, you know, your charts if you like, put alerts there. And then again, if we're below the 200, you play short. If we're above the 200, you play long, you know, depending on what the hour is telling you as well. So those two combinations play really, really well for the open. Okay, once we get intraday, then I like to play the flat top or flat bottom on the 10 minute. For example, right here in this one, this next candle right here would come and retrace. Your contracts would come somewhere near that middle of the candle, and then you get a big nice move to the upside. So profit should be made there. This is a flat bottom intraday on the 10. When this closes, your contracts will pull back a little bit, right? You get an entry somewhere in the middle, and then boom. So great play to the upside, great play to the downside. If you play the intraday 10-minute candles as well. So those are two strategies that we play. One of my members, Charlie, loves the 10-minute strategy, and that's what I play too. So I usually play at the open, right? And then if nothing happens at the open, if there's no good setups, then I'll just wait for a 10-minute candle to form, and then I wait for the retracement on the 2-minute, and then play it to the upside. Wait for the retracement on the 2-minute, this one too, and then you know, play it. So that's the way I play. But again, at the open, you want to look for that first flat top right below the 200. This is short, and you play those targets. above the 200 at the open, right? We go long, like what happened on SPY. Right? And that's the reason where I was alerting, watch the bounce on SPY on the 200. I was showing it on Discord, right? You get some volume here, you know, you can anticipate here some calls, but this is your main signal right here. Flat bottom, right, with the stop loss right underneath that one. You can see we never got stopped out and just kept going. And again, when we're playing on top of the 200 EMA, right, targets to the upside. I think there was another one that I alerted. Oh, NVDA. So NVDA, go back to the hourly. So NVIDIA here, okay, the candles, yeah, we're about halfway, 8:30, around right here, we open. Okay, again, look at the TTM. Okay, moving to the upside, coming, bouncing off this trend here. So again, my bias is to the long side. So if your bias is to the long side, you have to wait for an entry. Here you go. Right, my bias is to the long side. I'm not shorting it on top of the 200. All right. Nothing close. Candle didn't close below the 200. Right here, flat bottom. Boom. This is entry. And your stop loss is right here. So that's how we play the open. Right, and then so this is our entry. We go, boom, we hit target 1. We're going, we quite don't hit target 2. We kind of consolidate, yeah, during the day, and then target 2, it's hit there. Come back to the 200, and then this is after hours. But you can see how it kind of went down. But the best one today was a SPY. Right, you see this consolidation. This is where I alerted the call. We broke, tested trend, and then we went straight up. So when you have this type of move, you know, up and down, up and down, up and down, when it breaks, you have a big movement to the upside or to the downside, wherever. But again, while I was bullish, we're above the 200 EMA, and if you go to the 1 hour, we're building momentum to the upside. And so that's why I was so long on SPY the whole day, and that's the same reason why I kept those lottos. So 2 minute, again on top of the 200, we're bullish. Below the 200 on the 2 minute, we're bearish. Okay, so this was a nice move to the downside at the open, about right here. And again, I didn't want to short it because we're above the 200, and I was just waiting for a bounce, and finally we got it right here. So lottos and the calls printed today on SPY. So that's basically it. Make sure the new members, I'm gonna leave this here and you guys go over this, and if you have any questions, I'm gonna do also one on the retracement on the 10-minute flat bottoms and flat tops. But for now, you know, just kind of review this again, go over it. make notes and be ready to trade every morning. So if you have some questions, message me. If I didn't make something clear, let me know and I'll cover it on the next one. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it for the plays today. I'm gonna put this in the education channel. This is a private video, only the members can see it, so make sure you watch this on your free time and go over it. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.